Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hello Word, the podcast that explores the fascinating world of English vocabulary. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today. Our word of the day is capitalism. It's a C1 level noun, and it means an economic system with private ownership. So, what exactly is capitalism? Well, it's an economic system where the means of production, like factories, land, and resources, are privately owned rather than controlled by the government. In a capitalist system, individuals and companies are free to invest, produce, and trade goods and services in the market, with the goal of making a profit. Now, let's look at some synonyms for capitalism. One synonym is free market. For example, the government's decision to deregulate the industry moved the country closer to a free market. Another synonym is market economy. The country transitioned to a market economy after decades of state control. A third synonym is private enterprise. The success of the tech industry is largely due to the spirit of private enterprise. A fourth synonym, although slightly more specific, is laissez-faire, which emphasizes minimal government intervention. The economists advocated for a laissez-faire approach to the financial crisis. And finally, we have competition, which, while not a direct synonym for capitalism, is a key feature of it. For instance, healthy competition among businesses drives innovation and lower prices. Let's move on to antonyms. The most common antonym for capitalism is socialism. In contrast to capitalism, socialism emphasizes collective ownership and control of resources. Another antonym is communism. Historically, communism has been presented as the antithesis of capitalism, advocating for a classless society. Then we have collectivism. Many argue that collectivism, where the group's needs are prioritized, clashes fundamentally with the individualistic nature of capitalism. Next, we have command economy. Under a command economy, the government dictates production levels, unlike in capitalism where market forces prevail. And finally, state control. Opponents of capitalism often advocate for greater state control over key industries. Now, how can we use the word capitalism in everyday life? Well, you might hear it in news reports about economic policies, in discussions about wealth distribution, or even in casual conversations about business and entrepreneurship. For example, you might say, the rise of the gig economy is a direct result of capitalism's emphasis on flexibility and innovation. Or, some people argue that capitalism leads to income inequality. You might also hear phrases like the forces of capitalism or a capitalist society. Here are some more example sentences using the word capitalism. The benefits of capitalism, such as increased efficiency and innovation, are often debated. Many developing countries have embraced capitalism in an effort to improve their economies. Critics of capitalism argue that it prioritizes profit over people and the environment. The debate over the role of government in a capitalist economy is ongoing. Technological advancements have significantly shaped the current form of capitalism. The history of the 20th century is largely a story of the conflict between capitalism and communism. He strongly believes that capitalism is the best system for creating wealth and opportunity. The unregulated aspects of capitalism can lead to exploitation and market instability. Globalization has intensified the competition inherent in capitalism. The success of Silicon Valley is often attributed to its capitalist spirit and entrepreneurial culture. Ethical capitalism seeks to balance profit maximization with social responsibility. Some argue that capitalism promotes consumerism and materialism. The economic policies of the country are firmly rooted in capitalist principles. Small businesses are the backbone of capitalism in many countries. The government's support for innovation is intended to foster a thriving capitalist economy. The challenges of climate change require a rethinking of certain aspects of capitalism. Different models of capitalism exist, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. The future of capitalism depends on its ability to adapt to changing social and environmental conditions. The debate about the merits and demerits of capitalism continues to rage on in academic and political circles. The rise of China demonstrates the dynamic potential of state capitalism. The social safety net aims to mitigate some of the negative consequences of capitalism. A well-functioning legal system is essential for the proper functioning of capitalism. Fair competition is crucial for ensuring the benefits of capitalism are widely shared. The concept of shareholder value is central to the operation of modern capitalism. So, to recap, capitalism is an economic system characterized by private ownership and free markets. We explored synonyms like free market and private enterprise and antonyms like socialism and communism. We also saw how capitalism is used in everyday conversations and common expressions. Thank you for joining me on Hello Word today. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. Your support helps others discover the show. As a final word, create your own sentence about capitalism and share it as a comment under the video. I look forward to reading your thoughts. Until next time, happy learning!